everybody, I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and welcome to my February What's in Bloom. I have numerous beautiful blooms. I had a couple of orchid shows that I was able to visit and pick up some plants, so I'm excited to show you what I have in bloom. So this month we're going to start off on my display shelf and highlight this beautiful Phalaenopsis. I showed this off in January, but it's still in bloom and more flowers have opened up for me. This Phalaenopsis is so fragrant. This is the name. It's Phalaenopsis Phalaenopsis Hark Gentleman for Life, and it is a beautiful, beautiful phal. I picked this up from Tida Orchids and in New Jersey, Bridgewater, New Jersey, and they have incredible Phalaenopsis. So excited to have this one in bloom, and it also has a fragrance, which I love. Super pretty floral fragrance on this Phalaenopsis. I also have this guy over here, which is my Phragmipedium Sundenii, and this guy has also been in bloom for quite a few months now, and I believe we are about to reach its last bloom. I don't see any more buds coming on after this guy, but it did give me about 7 or 8 blooms this year, so excited to see how many it puts out next year. So beautiful Phragmipedium, and I've really gotten into these plants. I really like frags. Next, we have my first multifloral path. This is Paphiopedilum praestens, and look at this plant. I mean, it needs no introduction. This is a stunning multifloral Paphiopedilum. Species Paph, it's one of the smaller growing multifloral paths, which I liked. And here's the full plant. So not huge, which is great. I like having a smaller growing multifloral path because they can be really big. He had 3 flowers. One's fallen off since, only 1 spike this time, but picked this up at the National Capital Orchid Society Path Forum. That happened a few months back in January, towards the end of January, so didn't make it in my What's in Bloom in January, I don't believe. Maybe it did, I'm not sure, but nonetheless, this is one of my favorite plants in my whole collection. This little guy, Paphiopedilum QF Quicksand, is still blooming strong, and it's not showing any signs of stopping. The flower is still just as perfect as when it fully opened, and I love these little teacup paths. This thing has just been blooming for a couple months now, at least 2-3 months. And like I said, not showing any signs of stopping. And I love the speckling on these white petals. So beautiful Paphiopedilum. Excited to have it in my collection. So coming down here, I have a couple paths and some more Phalaenopsis, nothing in bloom, but this guy right here, my Phalaenopsis Memorial Val Redig, has 2 spikes coming. So you can see 2 spikes coming. Hopefully in the next few months, I'll have some blooms to show you. And this Phalaenopsis is pyloric, which is definitely awesome. I'm so excited to show that. I love my pyloric phals, so those are exciting. This is probably the first month that my Bulbophyllum Sunshine Queen Yellow is not in bloom because it just ended. So that has been blooming for me since October, which is just wild. Here is another stunning little phal. This is my Phalaenopsis Shusheng Sapphire. Here's the name. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. But cute little flowers and super floral fragrance. I love these floral Phalaenopsis. As you can tell from my collection, I have quite a few. But this cute little guy is so petite and adorable. Now, this plant right here. This is my Phalaenopsis Young Home Lucky Star. It has been blooming for me since July. And this is February. And it's not stopping. It just put out a whole nother, not one, not two, 3 more spikes of flowers, which I just think is wild. I don't know if this thing's ever going to stop blooming for me, but I cannot complain. So, a stunning Phalaenopsis that I'm excited to see bloom into many more months. Let's see if we can get this guy to bloom for a year. That's my goal. I think it'd be crazy to have a phal that blooms all year round. So, we'll see. But that's what's going to be in bloom here on my display shelf in my living room. So let's go check out what's blooming in the grow tent. All right, here is what's blooming in my grow tent. And I definitely have, as you can see, some stunning blooms. So I picked up these beautiful plants at the National Capital Orchid Society show at Homestead Gardens in Maryland from Orchid Enterprise. And many of these plants came from Sunset Valley Orchids, a famous grower out in California. So excited to add some compact Cattleyas to my collection, including this cute little Cattleya. So I took some of the names out so that you could see. These are unnamed crosses. So Pontanara Rubescent Doll, SVO Perfection cross with SLC Angels Fantasy Solar Flare, FCC AOS. And this is what this Cattleya flower looks like when you cross those two plants. I love this plant. It is so cute and so small. Hopefully you can get a good view. I know the lighting where I just had it was bad, but what a cute little plant. I love this flower. And it reminds me of Cassidy. So hopefully one day I can grow this plant up nice, big, and strong, and maybe show it and win an award and name it after her. But until then, I have some growing to do. But nonetheless, beautiful, beautiful mini cat. All right, check out this stunner right here. Another pickup from Orchid Enterprise at the show from Sunset Valley Orchids, and here is the name, BLC Guess What, SVO AM AOS, crossed with LC Tropical Song Calypso. I love this plant because it has these really cool watercolor like edges to the petals, mostly to the top 2 petals, which I think is just fantastic. And then it has that dark red purple lip, and of course it has 3 stunning star-shaped flowers. So loving this compact Cattleya, excited to have it in my collection. Now up here we have this beautiful mini cat, pretty purple, almost cerulean. And this is CTNA Beverly Blush Calipana. And I also love this flower, not only for how it looks, but for the fragrance that comes along with it. Wow, what a beautiful, strong fragrance on such a small little plant. You know, it's always nice to have a nice fragrance, and I'm fortunate that all of these plants have a very strong floral fragrance, so my room tends to smell incredible in the morning and early afternoon. So that's that beautiful winter. Now I have another beautiful little star-shaped Cattleya. This is LC Amethyst Star, Parkside. It's an AM AOS winner. Here's the name on that plant. Another compact grower, and it does have two beautiful flowers right now. The one is just about on its way out, which is why I decided I needed to film this tour quick before it of course, you know, went out of bloom, and I didn't capture it until, or won't be able to capture it until next year. But nonetheless, super cute compact Cattleya. Now, this is not in bloom, but I did want to highlight this plant. This is an SC Beaufort 4N. I picked it up from Diamond Orchids, and I'm excited to hopefully have some blooms, but look at the quality of this plant. Diamond Orchids, Peter Lynn, amazing quality plants. Extremely happy with the order that I placed recently, and excited to add a couple plants to my collection. Particularly some compact Cattleyas and Sophronitis, which, if you haven't noticed, I love my Sophronitis. Now, this guy is in bud, as you can see. I'm excited to have this guy in bloom. This is a Cattleya, Christelle Smith, Nathan's Reward, HCC AOS. Super unique mini Cattleya, and of course, created by Kroll Smith. Frank Smith, Christelle Smith, which he named some of his most prized plants, his best quality plants, after his mother, which is super nice. I love that. So excited to see this guy in bloom soon. Now, I did forget to take this cute little guy's name out, so unfortunately I'm not going to get the name on this one, but I will include it on the screen. But check out the flowers on this guy. I love it's like a light pink with darker red, or darker, pink flashes on the petals, and then a super red lip. But inside the lip, it's kind of hard to see. There's a nice bright yellow, and this plant obviously has two flowers on it, and a nice compact grower. So I did reorganize my my orchid shelf, added a little stand so I have these compact growers, in hopes that I can add more plants, maximize my space. This is a super pretty Cattleya. This is SLC Love Fresh Select crossed with an Epicattleya. Kyogochi M. Sauno mutation. Similar Sunset Valley Orchids plant, but I really fell in love with this flower. It has no fragrance, unfortunately, but it produces spikes with, well, let's see, I have one spike with 3 flowers, one spike with 4 flowers, and I love the lip. Oh my gosh, the veins of red on this dark yellow lip, or apricot colored flower. It looks more orange here in the video than it is. It's more of like a lighter muted pastel apricot like color, but with that cranberry red lip, it is just a stunning plant. So I love it. Now this beauty, I am super excited to highlight on this What's in Bloom. This is the first flower, and here are the other 2 flowers. Check out that Cattleya. Ah, beautiful. A white flower with like a light yellow in the middle of those 2 petals, and then it has like a very muted purple, pastel purple color with just a dark small part of the lip being just a very dark purple. But what a gorgeous plant. I picked this guy up from Waldor Orchids in New Jersey, and here is the name. BLC Momilani Rainbow Elizabeth Off. Name for one of the Off family, who of course own Waldorf orchids. But I just love the flower on that guy. So stunning. Now in the back here, also not in bloom at this time, right here is my Cattleya Leonard Gines, which is a Laelia etambana cross. It'll have super cute flowers, and I'm hoping that it blooms. I think it's a summer bloomer. I'm not 100% sure. But it is a Lilliputiana and etambana cross. So cute little yellow flowers. Now this Cattleya is in sheath. It has some buds coming, and I'm excited to show you that plant in hopefully the next What's in Bloom, but I'm gonna not go into too much depth because I'm gonna leave that one to be a surprise. Now down here on my low light, mostly bulbophyllum and pleurophyllus shelf, I don't have very much in bloom, but I do have this weird flower right here. Hopefully you can appreciate the flowers. It's a little bit hard, but this is a Dendrochilum Wenzellii, Jeff's Red Wheat. And this is my first bloom on it, and it has a very cool, odd flower that I'm really excited about. It's not quite 100% open yet, but pretty darn close. So excited to see that one, but only one flower this time around, but it's a division, so not surprising. Here's a cool pleurophyllus that I picked up. This is Pleurophyllus restripioides. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I'll do my best. But it's a very cool pleurophyllus, and it has a couple of flowers coming, as you can see. One there, and it has quite a few spikes that'll be producing flowers hopefully in the next month or two, but super cool plant. Excited to show you those flowers. Now this darling plant is my Pleurophyllus praecipoa, and you can see it is in flower. Look at that cute little flower. I am not confident that this video is going to capture the flower, but actually it looks like it might. Cute little purple flower. This plant is growing like crazy for me. It was getting too much light, so it got a little bit of red on the leaves, but I moved it to the shadier spot, and I also have a fan to keep it closer to those intermediate temperatures that it likes, and it seems to be happy. It's got 6 new growths on the way, so hopefully all of those flower for me when they open up. But still, really cool Pleurophyllus plant. I'm starting to really enjoy my little Pleurophyllus. Now down here are my Masdevallias. This guy isn't quite open yet when I'm doing this video, but I am going to cut to a video of this flower fully open. I am so excited to have this plant in bloom. This is my Masdevallia charisma. As you can see, stunning purple flowers with stripes, and the yellow, I don't know how to describe them, but little bits of yellow on the tip of the flower. But really beautiful plant, and I have 6 blooms coming on that guy, so super excited about that. This, my Masdevallia Copperwing, is blooming again for me, and this is a Viciana decumana Masdevallia cross, and I love the speckles on a bright orange flower, and it's almost triangular. I really like how this bloom is, and he's been blooming pretty consistently for me for the last couple of months. My Masdevallia discoida, still in bloom for me as well. I'm sending out more flowers. This thing's been blooming since July, which seems pretty odd for a Masdevallia, but I don't know, maybe this guy normally blooms this much, but never seems to stop. Which is, hey, I'm not complaining. I'll take it. But beautiful plant. Definitely the win this month is that Masdevallia Charisma. Now over here, this may look a little bit different, but I did add another shelf to my room where I keep some of my plants. Mostly some odds and ends for Cattleyas, and then also my collection of Paphiopedilums and a couple of frags. But over here, my BLC Lawless Romeo Juliet is still in bloom, this time with a fragrant flower, and the flower is huge compared to the last flower, and it definitely came out better quality. The quality of the flower is just significantly better than the last What's in Bloom when it had its first flowering. But I mean, how can you complain about this? This is the biggest Cattleya in my collection, and I love it. I don't have the space for many of these, but this one definitely, I'm happy to have it in my collection. Nothing else is in bloom with regards to the Cattleyas right now, but there is a lot of action going on my shelf of Paphiopedilums. Here is another cute white Paphiopedilum that's about to open for me. It is a cross similar to the QF Quicksand. It's a Nivium Paph cross, and it looks pretty much the same as the QF Quicksand. So very, very cute. I also have a standard Paphiopedilum that's in bud. It's got 2 flowers, and then just about to open is my Paphiopedilum alba Whitebird. So these are fragrant paphs, which is pretty different for lady slipper orchids. And then this is my Paphiopedilum hybrid, and look at that flower. I love this paph. He's growing so well. This is my second bloom. Let me see, here's the name for you to see it. Like I said, it's a Paphiopedilum Candor L AMAOS, and crossed with looks like a Marriott Colorburst Cibalba. So hybrid paph, and I really like the flower. It's pretty cute. And then my rebloom, blooming again for me, or coming, is my Paphiopedilum, and it looks like it's gonna have 2 flowers for me, which I'm really excited about. I'm excited to see what this year's bloom looks like. A couple of these paphs are in sheath or bud on the way, and of course you can see I have 2 frags. This is Phragmipedium Les Verines and Phragmipedium Wanaki Sunset, both from Equigenera, and as you can see, they're in spike, so hopefully they'll be in bloom very soon. And then last but not least, coming down here, I have 3 plants. This is my Bulbophyllum grandiflorum Yellowstone River. It's got a lot of new growths, but no sign of any flowers right now. This is, I think it's blooming time, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get blooms from it this year. Over here is my Phragmipedium Fritz Schomburg. Nice Cavacii cross, and you can see it has a new growth coming, so it must be happy down here. No flowers at this time to show. And then I have another grass orchid, my Dendrochilum tenellum, and as you can see, it had quite a few flowers, but just about out of bloom. So that's going to conclude my update for February 2024. I hope everyone enjoyed this tour, and I want to thank my nearly 1,000 subscribers. I'm up to 890 as of this video, and I just want to thank everyone for your support. I met some fantastic people at the Deep Cut Orchid Society show in Salem, New Jersey, who said hi. For those folks, thank you so much for saying hi. It was super cool, very different. It's just like awesome to see folks like the content that I create. So I'm gonna keep making content, keep sharing orchid nurseries. I have some cool and exciting announcements for next month of some nurseries that I'm going to, and I'll say they are not in the Northeast or in the DC, DMV area. So they will be big surprises for everyone, and I'm excited to show you those tours. So with that, thank you all so much for watching. I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and I will see you in the next video.